In this class number 10, we will examine what happens when the R404A refrigerant is replaced with R134A in refrigerators and freezers, analyzing this practice from a technical and applied perspective. In addition to presenting the main problem, we will review the practical and safety effects that this change has on the real operation of the equipment. We will discuss the changes that may be required in auxiliary components such as filter dryers, expansion valves, and electrical protections, and we will briefly comment on when, if applicable, a technical conversion with proper engineering could be considered versus when it is a practice that is not recommended due to its hidden costs, complexity, and long-term risks to the system. Remember that in the description of this video, you will find the link to our Commercial and Industrial Refrigeration course. Let us begin by stating that when this refrigerant change is performed, the system performance is directly affected due to the thermodynamic differences between both refrigerants, differences that are not always obvious at first glance. These variations influence pressures, temperatures, mass flow rates, and the way in which the compressor and the other components interact with each other during normal system operation. The volumetric capacity of a refrigerant gas refers to the amount of cooling the system can produce as a function of the volume of gas drawn in by the compressor during operation. From a technical standpoint, it expresses how many BTU per hour the system can generate per cubic centimeter of refrigerant entering the compressor under suction conditions, which makes it possible to objectively compare the energy performance of different refrigerants under similar conditions. When the compressor operates, it draws in a specific volume of refrigerant gas in each cycle, a volume that is defined mainly by the compressor displacement and its rotational speed. If a refrigerant has a high volumetric capacity, it means that each cubic centimeter of gas drawn in can deliver a greater number of BTU per hour to the system, thus achieving higher cooling capacity with a smaller volume of circulating refrigerant. For this reason, there is a direct relationship between the volumetric capacity of the refrigerant and the compressor displacement, a relationship that is fundamental in the design of refrigeration systems. For the same required cooling capacity, a refrigerant with higher volumetric capacity requires the compressor to draw in a smaller gas volume, while a refrigerant with lower volumetric capacity forces the compressor to displace a much larger volume to achieve the same thermal result. In practical terms, if a system needs to produce a certain amount of cooling, for example 12,000 BTU per hour, a refrigerant with high volumetric capacity will make it possible to achieve that output with a compressor of smaller volumetric displacement and therefore smaller physical size. On the other hand, a refrigerant with lower volumetric capacity will require a larger compressor or one with greater displacement to reach the same capacity, which directly impacts equipment design and cost. R404A is characterized by having a high volumetric capacity or high heat absorption capability, which allows the use of compressors with smaller displacement or relatively lower gas flow for the same cooling output. However, because R404A has a high global warming potential, GWP, this has driven the search for replacement alternatives, although any replacement must carefully evaluate real performance, operational safety, and the economic feasibility of the complete system. The problem arises when a compressor originally designed for R404A begins to draw in a refrigerant with lower volumetric capacity or lower cooling power, as is the case with R134A. In this scenario, the compressor does not deliver the expected thermal output, operates with a displacement that is no longer sufficient, and may function outside of its optimal performance map, increasing wear and reducing the overall efficiency of the system. Because R134A has a lower volumetric cooling capacity, the system loses efficiency and the refrigeration capacity becomes insufficient for the original design conditions. This loss of capacity is especially noticeable under maximum load conditions and in warm climates, where the difference between target temperature and ambient temperature requires the full installed capacity. Additionally, the reduction in efficiency increases energy consumption and may cause the equipment to fail to meet process or product preservation requirements, affecting quality and food safety in cold rooms or display cases. In practical terms, for example, the displacement of a 1/4 HP compressor operating with R404A when changed to R134A would behave as if it were a compressor with lower effective power, incapable of sustaining the same thermal load under the same operating conditions. Next, we will study the 4 main reasons why the change from R404A to R134A is problematic from a technical and operational standpoint. Remember that in the description of this video, you will find the link to our Commercial and Industrial Refrigeration course. A. The first reason is pressure differences. R404A operates at significantly higher pressures than R134A, both on the high side and the low side. These pressure differences not only affect the system's instantaneous performance, but also alter the compression ratio and the equilibrium dynamics between the evaporator and condenser, which may require resizing heat exchangers, modifying ventilation, and making significant changes to the system's thermal output. Both operating pressures can be directly compared since their values are clearly different. This change forces a re-evaluation of the selection of pressure switches, transducers, and safety protections, and may push safety or relief devices designed for the original pressures out of their operating range. It can also change the discharge temperature and compression ratio, with direct consequences for oil temperature and motor insulation aging. In addition, operating at different pressures may require reconfiguration of safety and relief valves, as well as verification of the mechanical integrity of pipings and flanges under stresses different than those of the original design. B. The reduction in cooling capacity. When switching from R404A to R134A, the system's cooling capacity decreases significantly, even when the equipment appears to be operating correctly. Furthermore, due to the different thermodynamic properties of both refrigerants, capillary tube sizing becomes more complex since any change in its length or diameter significantly alters the new operating pressures and the overall system balance. C. The third reason is directly related to the change in capillary tube size. The main challenge in finding the correct capillary tube for R134A is that the actual power of the compressor no longer necessarily matches its original nominal power after the refrigerant change, making it difficult to achieve proper balance between flow rate, pressure, and cooling capacity. D. Finally, the fourth reason is the risk of overcurrent. Even if apparently normal operating pressures for R134A are achieved using a compressor designed for R404A, the electrical current drawn may exceed the compressor's rated value. This can cause the system to operate improperly, leading to electrical faults, thermal protection trips, or unstable operation. In extreme cases, excessive current can damage the windings, raise the operating temperature beyond safe limits, and cause the system to be taken out of service, either due to protective shutdowns or actual compressor damage.